Nestled amidst rolling hills and whispering willows lay Hollow Creek, a town untouched by time. Its inhabitants lived by the rhythm of the sun and the silence of the stars. At the heart of this enigmatic town stood a towering clock tower, its face perpetually frozen at midnight. Legends whispered of a curse, a tale of a clockmaker who tampered with time. The clock tower's shadow served as a constant reminder of the town's mysterious past. The townsfolk steered clear, their eyes filled with a mixture of fear and reverence. The tower stood as a testament to the town's troubled history, a beacon of mystery. The town existed in a perpetual state of temporal ambiguity, where past, present, and future converged. Evelyn Hayes, a young journalist known for her insatiable curiosity, arrived in Hollow Creek with a thirst for the truth. Drawn by the legend of the frozen clock tower, she was determined to unravel the mysteries beneath the town's tranquil facade. Her arrival was met with a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. Evelyn began her investigation by delving into the local archives, poring over dusty tomes and yellowed newspaper clippings. She uncovered cryptic accounts of a brilliant but eccentric clockmaker who vanished without a trace. The deeper she delved, the more convinced she became that the legend of the clock tower was more than just a local myth. Despite the warnings of the townsfolk, she was drawn to the imposing structure. The tower seemed to beckon her closer, its silence both inviting and unnerving. One cool evening, as the sun began its descent, Evelyn discovered a hidden alcove behind the town's oldest oak tree. Concealed within its gnarled roots was a small, tarnished key. Its intricate design mirrored the clock face frozen in time. With a mix of trepidation and excitement, Evelyn made her way to the clock tower. She noticed a small, almost imperceptible door on its northern side, hidden in the shadow of the tower's imposing structure. The keyhole, tarnished with age, seemed to whisper promises of forgotten lore. With a deep breath, Evelyn inserted the key and turned. The lock clicked open with a heavy thud, the sound echoing through the eerie silence of the town square. The door creaked open, revealing a narrow, winding staircase that spiraled upwards into the darkness. The air grew heavy, thick with the scent of dust and decay. A sense of foreboding washed over Evelyn, but her determination to uncover the truth propelled her forward. Step by step, Evelyn ascended the creaking staircase, her heart pounding in her chest. The air grew colder, the scent of dust and decay intensifying with each step. Finally, she reached the top of the tower, emerging into a circular room dominated by a massive grandfather clock. The clock's intricate gears and pendulums were frozen in time, its hands eternally pointing to midnight. And then she saw him, a spectral figure hunched over a workbench, his translucent hands moving with a life of their own. The figure slowly turned, revealing the sorrowful eyes of an old man. He was the clockmaker, trapped within the confines of his own creation, forever bound to the tower by a curse he could not escape. The clockmaker, startled by Evelyn's sudden appearance, dropped the miniature clock he had been working on. It shattered on the floor, its delicate gears scattering across the dusty surface. "Who are you?" Evelyn's voice echoed through the silent chamber, breaking the spell that seemed to hold the room captive. The spectral clockmaker raised his head, his eyes widening in surprise. "I am the guardian of time," he said, his voice hoarse with disuse. "Or rather, I am its prisoner." The clockmaker gestured towards the massive grandfather clock. "This tower is not just a timepiece, it is a doorway, a portal to a realm where time has no dominion." He explained that in his hubris he had attempted to create a realm where time stood still, a place where he could escape the ravages of old age and death. But his experiment had gone horribly wrong, trapping him within the tower and cursing the town of Hollow Creek. The clockmaker pointed a trembling finger toward the clock face. "The portal," he whispered. "It lies within the clock face. But be warned, child, time flows differently on the other side." He had created a world of eternal twilight, a place where the past, present, and future existed simultaneously. In doing so, he had condemned himself to an eternity of solitude. Evelyn's determination to uncover the truth propelled her forward. Evelyn, captivated by the clockmaker's tale, found herself drawn to the clock face. She reached out, her fingers tracing the outline of the Roman numerals. A jolt of energy surged through her, and the world around her dissolved into a dizzying kaleidoscope of colors and light. When she finally regained her bearings, she realized, with a growing sense of dread, that she was no longer in the clock tower. She found herself standing on a narrow cobblestone street, illuminated by gaslights. The buildings around her seemed to shift and change before her very eyes, their architectural styles morphing from one era to another. Time was fluid here, its rules bent and broken. Evelyn watched in astonishment as a horse-drawn carriage clattered past a group of teenagers in ripped jeans and t-shirts. She had stumbled into a realm where the past, present, and future coexisted in a chaotic dance. She was trapped, lost in a labyrinth of moments with no clear path back to her own time. Panic surged through Evelyn as she realized the gravity of her situation. She had to escape this timeless realm, but how? She remembered the clockmaker's words, "Time flows differently on the other side." Could she manipulate time itself to find her way back? Her gaze fell upon a nearby clock tower, its face frozen at a quarter to midnight. An idea began to form in her mind, a desperate gamble to escape the timeless realm. She raced towards the tower, her breath catching in her throat as she dodged ethereal figures from different eras. The closer she got, the slower time seemed to move. She reached the tower just as the clock struck 12. The sound of the bell echoed through the timeless realm, its reverberations causing ripples in the fabric of reality. Evelyn, her heart pounding in her chest, knew this was her chance. As her fingers brushed against the clock's hands, she felt a surge of energy, a jolt that sent shivers down her spine. The world around her began to spin, the chaotic jumble of eras swirling faster and faster. When she opened her eyes, she found herself back in the clock tower, the spectral clockmaker watching her with a mixture of sadness and hope. "You have returned," he said, his voice a ghostly echo in the silent chamber. He explained that the key to escaping the timeless realm lay in understanding the nature of time itself. Time is not linear, but rather a flowing river, constantly moving, constantly changing. To escape the timeless realm, he continued, you must not fight against the current, but rather let it guide you. Evelyn's return was a beacon of hope, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Evelyn, her mind racing, realized that she had to use the clock tower's connection to time to her advantage. She had to find a way to create a temporal anomaly, a disruption in the flow of time that would allow her to escape the timeless realm. She studied the clock face, its intricate gears and mechanisms, her mind working overtime. The clockmaker, his spectral form hovering beside her, offered cryptic clues, guiding her understanding of time's delicate balance. "Time is a river," he whispered, "but even rivers have their eddies and currents." He explained that by creating a temporal eddy, she could potentially create a window back to her own time. Evelyn, her heart pounding in her chest, knew that she was in a race against time. She had to solve the puzzle of the clock tower before it claimed her as its own. With a sudden flash of insight, Evelyn realized that the key to escaping the timeless realm lay in synchronizing the clock tower's mechanism with the natural rhythm of time. She had to align the clock's gears with the celestial clockwork to create a harmonic resonance that would tear open a rift in the fabric of time. The clockmaker, his spectral form shimmering with a newfound intensity, nodded in approval. "You are close, child," he whispered, his voice filled with hope and urgency. Evelyn made the final adjustments to the clock tower's mechanism. The gears whirred and clicked, their movements growing faster and faster. The clock face began to glow, its hands spinning wildly as they aligned with the celestial clockwork. A blinding flash of light filled the chamber, followed by a deafening roar. When she opened her eyes, she found herself standing in the town square, the clock tower looming above her. As Evelyn turned to leave the town square, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. She glanced back at the clock tower, its face still frozen at midnight. The clockmaker, his spectral form trapped within the tower, watched her from the highest window. He offered her a sad smile, a silent farewell. Evelyn left Hollow Creek forever changed by her experience. She carried with her the secrets of the clock tower, the knowledge that time was a far more fluid and dangerous force than she had ever imagined. The town, forever marked by the clockmaker's curse, remained a place of mystery, a timeless enigma hidden in plain sight. The clock tower of Hollow Creek stood silent, its face perpetually frozen at midnight, a constant reminder of the delicate balance between time and eternity.